with my two boys who went to school, I've never had to nag my kids for homework or anything that they do in school. They actually are very independent and take initiative and very proactive. And I do believe part of it is because of the Hi, welcome to this week's Reinhardt Wisdom Show. And today my topic is about parenting, conscious parenting, mindful parenting. And I would like to share with you 3 crucial tips about how to develop deeper relationship with your children. Okay, so a little bit about myself first. So I'm a mom of 3 kids. Well, basically 2 of them have turned adult now, 18 and 22, 2 boys, and my youngest one is a girl. She is 11 right now. And I remember, before I started doing some of my personal development work, I used to have a hard time connecting with my children and hard time being, with them. So being sometimes with their emotion, connect with them, play with them. And I never understood why. And after I've done work, my personal development work, things started shifting. I started playing with my kids. I started connecting with them better. Actually, my kids now can come to me and speak about anything. I'm so grateful. I'm a mom who never had to nag my children for homework. They do well in school. They're very independent. They take the initiative to complete their work. So today, my intention to share with you what had worked for me and 3 things that I want to focus on. Now, the first thing is really, parents, in order to really understand your children, and to connect with them, you got to first understand yourself. Okay, I run Young Leaders Program where we teach teenagers, youth, and very often parents will send their kids to my program, and I will hear remarks like, "Can you fix my son? Can you fix my daughter? I can't connect with them. I don't know what's their problem. Can you just work with them?" Very often, those are the typical remarks I hear, and that's why the parents send them to my program. However, truly, the key is you. Okay, and that's what happened to me. I started working on myself and started seeing the shift. So when I say the key is you, is look, they are your kids. If your kids are behaving a certain way, guess who they learn it from? Very much, you are part of it. And that's how they became who they are. So it's really important for you to, look at some of your parenting styles. Where did you learn that from? So, I would like to invite you to actually really start learning about yourself, your parenting style. Think about when you're growing up, there are times that you don't like the way your parent you, but did you take on some of their parenting style, right? Very often we do unconsciously. So I'll invite you to actually look into your parenting style, some of your beliefs about being a parent, and also some of your beliefs around what children should be, have to be, need to be. Very often, again, that comes from our belief system. So that's one thing. I started looking into how I was parenting, and I remember one of the things I like to do is I have a tendency to control my children. And the control comes from because of my fear. Fear, what if they don't do well, right? Because I have this whole idea, as a parent, my belief is I need to make sure they are successful, right? But because of my control, I tend to impose a lot of what I want and not really hear what they want. And that didn't work out. But now we have a very open dialogue. They get to tell me how they feel if they are feeling upset. It's not about judging them, but acknowledging that they're upset and hearing them out. And instead of needing them to be a certain way, I allow them to just tell me how they're feeling and what they're going through. So that's number 1. Mom, especially moms, I want to tell you about this. As a mom, I mentioned just now, it's you might have this very often. Moms, we think that our children are number 1. They are our top priority. And, we can't put anything else above them, right? And that's what I did. And I've noticed a lot of moms that I've known tend to do that. And then they get really exhausted and tired like I did. So as you've heard this analogy, on the plane, the oxygen mask, it's important to put the oxygen mask on you first before you put it on your child or your dependent. Same thing, moms. Put that mask first on yourself. Same thing, meaning you got to fill up your tank so that you have the energy to be with your children. You have the capacity to be with your children. And and loving yourself first so that you can love them fully and wholly. Okay, so I would encourage you, mom, to consider that. All right. Now, the second thing, it's really important to be real and honest. So it's then being right. And that was what I was doing. I wanted to be right because I thought, I'm mom, I know better, right? They are younger, they don't know as much as I do, and that's my role. That doesn't work. Okay, so it's important to be real and be honest. So real as in, if there are days that you are tired or you feel scared or you are going through something, you don't need to tell them the details so that if you don't want to, you don't want to burden them, but yet it's important to be real about it, right? And like I said, children learn. When you learn to be real and honest, it allows them to be real and honest, and thus being authentic and vulnerable. And I remember growing up too, I thought being vulnerable means you're weak. And that's the opposite. Being vulnerable is actually a strength. And that's what I've now learned. I've learned that, and now I teach that to my kids. And that's why my boys can come to me and tell me about anything that they're going through at any time. Being real too, it's having the ability to, if you make a mistake, it's important to own it, right? Ownership, like taking responsibility and let your child know, you made a mistake, you're sorry, you can ask them for forgiveness. Like I said, instead of being right, okay? And the last thing is, I think in any relationship, the key to a successful relationship, the foundation of it is trust. Learn to trust your child. Learn to trust their decisions. Yes, they might make mistakes. There are impact and consequences, but that's one way we learn as human beings. And if there is no trust, imagine your child, if they grow up with someone who doesn't trust them, how are they going to build relationship in their life? How are they going to trust themselves that they can make good decisions? So, it starts with trust, and it starts with you trusting your children. Last thing in regards to trust is we train the people around us to be a certain way, to behave a certain way. So same thing, we train our kids around us to behave a certain way. So again, it comes back to ownership, responsibility. Be willing to look at how did you also play a role in creating that. Okay, I will invite you to look into that. The key is to trust them by empowering them. And that is a great skill for them in their life and to create their life in the future. So an example is I had a youth who reached out to me because he came to my program and he was really depressed. Actually, he messaged me when it's 2 o'clock in the morning in my time. And he felt like his parents, they don't see him and they don't even hear him, meaning whenever he wants to express himself or tell them what's happening for him, they just automatically shut him down. And that's the impact. That's the impact of how we are will impact our children. And I know this one little example was itself caused a strain in his relationship with his parents. I hope that the 3 tips that I've shared with you, will give you an opportunity to reflect and will support you in creating a deeper relationship with your children. I'm grateful. I have great connection with my kids. My intention is you take this and please reflect and please leave me a comment and your thoughts about what I shared. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.